Welcome to Bay Sunday. I'm your host, Sue Kwon. Now, please remember to join our Facebook fan page and to follow us on Twitter. More information on cbs5.com/BaySunday. It's all there. Let's dive into today's show, which brings us important information about cancer fundraising and news about the San Francisco Jewish Film Festival. But up first, a double dose of phones and electronic gadgets. Please welcome senior editor from PhoneDog.com, Noah Kravitz. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
This is very daunting to me because I'm very BlackBerry challenged. I just got one, but I'm enjoying it. There's so much to it. You're here to kind of show us what's what around here.
Absolutely. And we'll start with the BlackBerry stuff.
Okay.
I don't think you're as challenged as you say you are. But in any case, a lot of BlackBerry users or addicts, if you will, are really excited about this one. Actually, I have a friend, Dustin, back on the East Coast, who's been bugging me for months. When's the new Verizon BlackBerry coming out? So here it is. It's called the Tour, and it's Verizon's first of the kind of new generation of BlackBerrys with this new styling, kind of black with chrome trim, a little sleeker, really high-res, beautiful display, the same BlackBerry email service and keyboard that makes people BlackBerry addicts. It also has a better web browser, a headphone jack so you can listen to music with it, and it's a world phone, so you can actually, if you're traveling abroad through Verizon's carriers abroad, you can actually use it in Europe and other places as well.
It feels a tiny bit heavier than my Curve.
It is a little bit heavier. It actually has, as well on the back, there are two versions, which is kind of neat. This one has a 3-megapixel camera with a flash and a video capture, and then they make a version with no camera if you're in a sensitive corporate environment. You know, camera phones have been banned in some of those places.
Sure.
So a lot of Verizon users really been waiting for this one.
And look at all the pretty sisters. They're not BlackBerrys, but what are they?
Exactly. They're not BlackBerrys. These two phones are Windows Mobile phones, and they're kind of two variants of the same phone. There's the T-Mobile Dash 3G, which has the trackball on it, and then the HTC Snap for Sprint. So they're very BlackBerry-esque, and they're kind of the same kind of thin candy bar phone with a full keyboard. But they run Windows Mobile. So if you're a Windows Mobile user, you have to be a Windows Mobile user for your work environment. Similar idea. I kind of like the trackball. It's, again, kind of like the BlackBerry, and it's a nice way to scroll around the screen. And then a few subtle differences between the two, and obviously two different carriers. But again, kind of an alternative for someone who likes that form factor but can't use a BlackBerry.
You know, even a year ago, I don't know if we'd be doing this segment because I thought that these types of handhelds were more for just business folks. But really, with all the multimedia and with the prices coming down, you have soccer moms, you have kids using these too.
Absolutely. I get all the time questions from those two demographics in particular, 12-year-olds asking me which BlackBerry to get. And I'm thinking, well, why do you want a BlackBerry? And, you know, it's the keyboards, and you can just, besides the email, text messaging, BlackBerry Messenger lets you do IMing with different services, and so they've become very popular.
Real quick, a little bit about this, then we'll move on to accessories.
Absolutely. So speaking of the less business user, this is the Samsung Exclaim for Sprint, and what's neat about it is it slides two ways. So you can slide it up for your dialing keypad, and then if you slide it back and open it the long way, you can... Oh, you're not so challenged. There you go.
You're going to have to help me.
Yep, it'll slide this way as well, and then you've got your full typing keyboard.
There we go.
So that phone's kind of nice because it's a little bit different, kind of a funky form factor. Your data plan's a little less expensive than a BlackBerry as well.
First thing I did was to get one of these sleeves, and they're expensive, but you know what? They're worth it.
Cheaper than replacing your phone, yeah. So this is a company called iSkin. They the I in the name is because they started out making iPhone, iPod accessories, and they just have dummy sleeves in them. But these are their new BlackBerry line. So they have different colors, different patterns for all the different BlackBerry models.
Okay. They're very rubbery and.
Yeah, kind of a silicone grip. They're actually kind of nice. They feel a little funny, but on the phone they're nice to grip in your hand. They don't slip, which is very nice.
And one of the pet peeves is, you know, I've done so many stories on how you're supposed to have an earpiece, a hands-free, and a lot of people still don't use them. So what is this, and how does this make it easier?
So that's from a company called Ubes, and they make earpiece accessories. And this is a Bluetooth accessory. It clips onto your belt or your collar or whatever, and then it actually has a tethered retractable cable. So if you're driving, you can have that on your belt or clip somewhere. You get a call, you know, you can just have it in your ear, and when you're done, you don't even have to take your hands off. Hit the little button, it'll snap back into its holster, and it's out of the way.
Okay.
So kind of a different take on the Bluetooth thing, but with a clip, so you always have it.
Okay, in our next segment, we'll talk about this. We do have another segment on gadgets coming up after this. For more information about the items Noah just discussed, log on to cbs5.com/BaySunday, click on Show Information, then Phone Dog. And we'll be back after this break with more gadgets.